These aren't just random cleats. They were banned by the NFL. And the first of the victims was Marshawn Lynch, when the NFL ruined him wearing his favorite cleats of all time. Coming into the biggest game of his career, the NFC Championship, Marshawn spent a bag on some custom cleats from his friend and famous shoe designer, Soles by Sir. And right when he posted Marshawn's masterpieces on Instagram, of course they went viral. The cleats were covered in 24 karat gold, had lime laces, and cost over $1,000. So Marshawn couldn't wait to debut these. And before he knew it, it was game day. But as soon as Marshawn stepped on the field for warm-ups and the gold cleats were on his feet, the NFL called him in and broke some horrible news.
Never a dull moment with Marshawn Lynch. The Seahawks have been dealing with drama, and it all centers around these gold cleats that Marshawn Lynch had planned to wear in this game. The NFL found out and threatened if Marshawn Lynch wears those cleats, he'll be ejected from the NFC Championship game.
So Marshawn was devastated. He switched cleats, went to work, and helped his team win regardless. But why did the NFL care so much about Marshawn's cleats? Well, it's all because of their rule that says players must wear cleats that are black, white, or a team color. And with the Seahawks being navy, green, and gray, Marshawn's gold cleats were banned. Man, the NFL really ruined a game all because of cleats? Well, that ain't as crazy as what the league did to Tom Brady, Odell Beckham, or Devonte Adams cleats. But first, let's talk about the cleat ban that ruined an NFL player's Christmas. It was Christmas Day 2020, and Alvin Kamara stepped on the field looking to spread some holiday cheer.
Jingle bell, AK, take it all the way.
And not only that, he wanted to make history and some custom cleats. So right from kickoff, Kamara completely took over the game.
Kamara gets it and right up the gut, touchdown. Kamara, touchdown. Kamara cuts upfield and touchdown.
3 touchdowns in the first half. Even Kamara's teammates knew his cleats had him acting different, so they pushed him to keep going.
Let's go Bo, let's go Pop. I ain't never had 4 in the game.
And in the second half, Kamara made this a Christmas special.
Kamara again, how about 4? Kamara looking for 5. He's got it. He's got 5 rushing touchdowns. Now 6. Tied for the most all time.
6 touchdowns. And he carried his team to victory. No wonder why when he scored his last touchdown, he started doing turf angels. Kamara had one of the most legendary games in NFL history, while his cleats stood out completely. But despite tying the record for most rushing touchdowns in a single game, Kamara went against the NFL's cleat policy, so they didn't care what type of history he made. His team repped white, black, and gold, so obviously red and green had nothing to do with that. But it turned out, this was all part of Kamara's master plan to purposely get fined?
They probably gonna find me. If they find me, whatever it is, I'll just match it and donate it to charity. You know, the Grinch always try to steal Christmas. You know, so get them.
After that interview, the Grinch, the NFL, slapped him with a $5,000 fine. But Kamara matched that and donated another $5,000 to charity. The funny part about it all, though, was since Kamara made history that day, the NFL still wanted his record-breaking performance cemented in the Hall of Fame. So Kamara sent him his game-worn cleats, jersey, the game ball, and the NFL's fine letter, just so the entire situation would be remembered forever. Regardless, though, his cleats were banned. But what about the time the NFL banned cleats because of a rapper? Kanye West kept it a secret, but while his shoes were becoming a worldwide phenomenon, he'd also been designing something exclusive for the NFL. And no NFL player loved Yeezys more than DeAndre Hopkins. It's exactly why he signed a deal with Adidas, and his favorite shoes ever were what Kanye was creating. And since Kanye knew this, he shipped him something special. Hopkins let the world know Kanye sent him some of the first ever Yeezy cleats, and it wasn't gonna be long before he laced them up. Hopkins walked into his very next game rocking the Yeezys, and throughout the game, not only did he pull in crazy receptions and score his first touchdown of the season, his highlights weren't what became a trending topic. So once the NFL saw how much Hopkins' shoe game pulled in more attention than the actual game, they hated it. Taking a look at the Yeezys, yeah, they're white and black, but The NFL's excuse was that all cleats needed to mainly be one color, so cause it was both colors, they fined Hopkins $6,000. Now, a reporter did ask Hopkins if he'd keep wearing them, but Hopkins told him only if Kanye wants to pay the fine. And well, Kanye must be cheap cause they never came out to play again, and the Yeezys were banned. But what Odell Beckham wore cost him the most expensive cleat fine in NFL history. At the time, Odell was becoming one of the league's most iconic players. But what was more impressive than his play on the field was how he dressed. Odell was inspired by what he put on from the legendary Craig Sager, who was in the NBA making waves because of what he wore. Ridiculous designs, colors most people would be afraid to rock. Craig's confidence had most athletes admiring him, even though some hated on it.
Tonight, I am stressing to you, you take this outfit home and you burn it.
But unlike KG, Odell loved Craig until out of nowhere, he got some horrible news.
Here at Turner Sports, our hearts are still absolutely breaking as we lost our buddy today. Craig Sager has died at the age of 65.
When Odell heard that Craig passed away, he was heartbroken. But as sad as Odell was, he decided to honor Craig with some custom cleats. Odell hit up his boy with the perfect concept that would not only make him go down in history, they guaranteed Craig would never be forgotten, even if it meant breaking the rules. And when Odell showed up to his very next game, he shocked the world. Catch after catch, Odell couldn't be stopped. But one play meant more than everything. Odell scored the game-winning touchdown and put himself in the history books.
And he has done here officially today what no Giants receiver has been able to do before him.
But the accolades weren't the only thing Odell cared about. He made sure he had the game of his life for Craig. Odell was great while wearing some of the craziest cleats of all time. Every single color, and had Craig's name all over them. These cleats were the perfect representation of one of the most important people in Odell's life. But the NFL didn't care about any meaning behind the cleats, all because they didn't match Odell's team colors. He eventually posted on his friend's Instagram saying, "I got fined $18,000 for the Craig Sager cleats, no warning to take them off or anything." So it was official, Odell's cleats were banned. Nobody was laughing at that ban. But the cleats that Devonte Adams wore weren't only against the rules, they got him clowned by the entire world. Devonte was hyped when he stepped into a matchup against one of the greatest of all time with a trip to a Super Bowl on the line. So he wasn't afraid to go viral, even if it meant risking a fine. Right before kickoff, Devonte got a special delivery from his boy, a gift that was the perfect way to make a statement that he was the NFL's biggest hype beast. Custom Jordan 1 Dior cleats that were worth over $2,000. Devonte hadn't even laced them up yet, and everybody was talking about him on Twitter. So once he stepped on the field, the world couldn't take their eyes off his feet. Devonte became the first NFL player ever to wear that brand in a game, so the cleats became a bigger headline than his highlights. But once the NFL saw Dior, they said no more. NFL rules state that only logos or brand names from the league's official partners can be worn. Players can wear other brands as long as they remove or cover the name or logo. So since Dior is not an official brand of the league, Devonte should have been fine. But after playing in one of his worst games all season and things ending in a heartbreaking loss, the NFL felt Devonte was punished enough when fans clowned him for trying to stand out. They said things like, probably why he played like ass, and maybe he needs to change back to his old pair. Some claimed they were bad luck and that the cleats were fake. But one final fan rubbed in the L the hardest and let Devonte know, now he'll be rocking those custom Dior cleats at home watching the Super Bowl. Regardless though, nobody ever wore Dior cleats again, cause they were banned. But what the NFL did to Tom Brady's cleats became one of the weirdest mysteries in NFL history. There's always been one brand that Brady's loved wearing, and it's what helped him become a legend. On the field, off the field, for 11 years straight, Brady couldn't be seen anywhere without wearing Under Armour. Brady and Under Armour could never be separated, or at least that's what they thought, cause randomly, Brady's cleats disappeared. Right before opening day, Brady found out that Under Armour and the NFL couldn't reach an agreement, and Under Armour decided to part ways with the league. This meant that the brand was no longer able to show commercials during games, wasn't allowed in Madden, and the worst of it all, Under Armour wasn't allowed to be worn during games, even though Brady was signed to them. So he was devastated, but After studying the NFL's rulebook and learning every detail about their cleat policy, Brady found a loophole and walked into the new season wearing cleats unlike any player in NFL history. Some plain Jane all-white cleats looking like something a dad would cut grass in? For the first time since 2010, Brady played a game in something other than Under Armour, so of course these made headlines. But all along, his cleats weren't what people thought. It turned out that Brady hit up designers at Under Armour to create custom cleats that would slip under the NFL's radar. The entire time, Brady was still wearing his favorite cleats, but they were Under Armour, just without the Under Armour logo. So the NFL couldn't hit Brady with a punishment, even though Under Armour cleats were banned. And with the money Brady saved on what he would've got fined, now I see how he can afford $500,000 NFTs, $6 million super yachts, and a $30 million mansion. You won't believe how NFL legends spend their money, man. Custom fish tanks, helicopters with machine guns, private islands, like, I don't know about you, but I'm going to that video, so you can stay here if you want, or you can click it.